Please accept our warm welcome to the branch office of Jehovah's Witnesses in Zambia. Here, 230 hard-working Bethelites care for the 124,000 publishers associating in 2,109 congregations throughout the country. The good news has been so well accepted that there is now a ratio of one publisher for every 86 people in this country. 48 of the Bethelites are involved in translating into the 9 major Zambian languages. The need for modest, dignified places of worship in this land of limited resources is being met in a marvelous way. Previously, many kingdom halls were built of hay and stubble, mud, rusted metal, plastic, or any materials that were available. Now, however, instead of wood there is iron. Instead of silver, there is gold. Standing in front of the sign of their new Kingdom Hall. What proud elders they are. Building halls involves a lot of hard physical work. Sisters crush stones by hand. All work is manual. There are no power tools, so carpenters use trusted hand tools. Dear brothers, do what they can to support the kingdom work with their limited financial resources. But if there was not an equalizing taking place worldwide, none of this wonderful kingdom hall building program would be possible. The goal for this service here was to build one kingdom hall every day. Did they succeed? Why, they surpassed. 460 new kingdom halls were built in this 365 days. But how many halls are still needed? About 1,000. So already 1/3 of the work has been completed. The more than 600 kingdom halls built since the beginning of this program are resulting in much praise to Jehovah, and meeting attendances have risen everywhere because there are now decent places in which the brothers can gather to worship Jehovah, along with interested people. Zambia is gripped by famine, but spiritual food is abundantly available in the 9 main languages spoken in the country. Because the postal system is unreliable, the branch has a fleet of 5 trucks that travel 9,000 miles each month to every corner of the country. Literature and magazines are dropped off at central delivery points. Brothers take it in turn to walk, ride bicycles, or use any form of transport available to them to come to the delivery points to collect their spiritual food. In turn, these faithful brothers bring their congregation's field service reports and donations to the worldwide work. These are collected by the truck driver and are taken back to the branch office. The red leaves on these trees marks springtime. Later on, these same red leaves will turn bright green. How different this is from the leaves in Northern Europe and North America. Finally, after 2 days of driving, we reach the first delivery point, a brother's store. Faithful brothers are there to meet us and help offload the truck. I don't know if we can trust that side, or this one. The second delivery point is a kingdom hall. Alana's snack bar is our next delivery point. This is owned by our sister, Annie. Delivery point N40, with its very smart sign, is the home of brother and sister Mulenga, and they made us welcome. We spent the night here and they fed us, provided hot water for a bath. They didn't provide us any beds, but that was all right because the truck has 2 comfortable beds for the drivers. The outhouse is clean and serves its purpose. But alas, there is no toilet paper. Only corn cobs. A hearty breakfast in the morning provides energy for another day of joyful service. Smoking is highly prohibited while you're in this house. Our final destination is Umpulungu, a harbour on the shores of Lake Tanganyika. Lake Tanganyika is the second deepest lake on earth. We are here to meet a ship because we have literature for the brothers in Burundi who live 1,000 miles further north. The literature gets lowered into the hold and is stacked atop thousands of pockets of cement. It is time to return back to the branch office, but we reflect on the wonderful privilege we had of traveling 2,000 miles to serve brothers in both Zambia and the country of Burundi. We met many happy faces, willing brothers and sisters. Here they receive an abundance of spiritual supplies in a land of famine. Each year, 59 conventions are held throughout Zambia. More than 320,000 people attend these conventions, and thousands are baptized. The brothers have started to arrive. Attending a rural convention in Zambia reminds one of the festival of booths, celebrated by ancient Israel. Each family made its own shelter using palm branches or other simple materials. Some of the more permanent dwellings consist of a kitchen, a bedroom, the shower enclosure, and of course the long drop. The dear brothers, they also build us a house, and we so appreciate their kind efforts to make us feel at home. Most often, the brothers cannot afford to buy glasses when their eyesight fails them. Many have not been able to read for a long time. Brothers in other countries have collected their old spectacles and sent them over. Many times, one of these pairs of glasses is able to help one of our brothers to read again. Whilst Zambia is a peaceful country, several of its neighbors, like the Democratic Republic of Congo, Angola and Mozambique, have endured decades of vicious civil wars. Hundreds of thousands of people have fled to Zambia to seek refuge. Refugees lose their homes, their livelihoods, relatives, friends, and quite often they lose their self-respect. Presently, there are 24 congregations of Jehovos Witnesses in 5 large refugee camps around the country. How are our brothers doing? Let us visit the Kala refugee camp, home to 20,000 refugees from Congo. We are here to see how our brothers are getting along and to attend their district convention. The United Nations High Commission for Refugees has installed a system to provide safe drinking water to the camps. The water is purified here, then pumped up into these elevated reservoirs, and from there gravity does the rest. A neat little hospital takes care of the basic medical needs.
And it operates.
Our brothers, like this blacksmith, have settled into camp life and are doing whatever they know how to provide a living for themselves and their families. Nevertheless, their food supplies are still subsidized by the United Nations.
Some of the things he makes, a hoe and a bicycle carrier. Yeah. And what is it all made from? Metal off this old caterpillar. Everything's available in this market. Pots and pans, clothes, shoes.
Ground nuts, dried fish, tomatoes, onions. Some brothers and sisters earn a living by buying and selling in the marketplace. Here we see dried fish, materials, and many other types of merchandise which are needed in day-to-day life. Our sisters assure us that a hairstylist will always be able to earn a living. And sure enough, they can. But what about the more important things? How are our brothers doing spiritually? In their war-torn countries, they never knew when they would receive supplies of spiritual food. But here in the refugee camp, they are up to date with the brothers and sisters all over the world. Magazines, books, kingdom ministry are all available in their language, and their spiritual programs at the meetings follow the same schedule as that of congregations worldwide. Truly, Jehovah God does provide escape for his loyal ones.
wale wanaotaka kubaki
En serio, uncle.
Each other organization is able to provide publications simultaneously in scores of languages, even to remote areas like refugee camps. All praise to our grand instructor, Jehovos. Because there are no assembly halls in Zambia, there is no covered shelter whereby many hundreds of elders and ministerial servants could come together in one place. Therefore, many kingdom ministry schools have to be scheduled to take place throughout the country using smaller facilities like kingdom halls. I enjoyed the privilege of conducting 5 of these schools throughout the country, but had to drive 1,900 miles, mostly on bush roads, to get to them. Nevertheless, it was a wonderful privilege to be with these brothers.
Hot coals above and below the bread, and the bread goes into the middle shelf. And that's what it turns out to be. When were you baptized?
1958.
1958.
Yes,
Now, in 1980, you became sick, didn't you?
yes.
Can you show us your hands, please? When you want a verse in the Bible, how do you do that?
I correct to my short hand.
Okay, so you can manage.
Yes,
Are your feet also affected?
yes,
But you can still walk, Brother George.
yes,
No problems.
yes, problem.
Okay. We are very happy to have you here at the Kingdom Ministry School for us. And we thank you for your good example and your...
At the Kabompo Kingdom Hall, the roof was so bad that when it rained, we had to use umbrellas inside. The journey from Kabompo to the next destination, Kalomo, took 16 hours and turned out to be a fantastic adventure. pretty tired after driving 16 hours through those forests, until we met these brothers who had ridden their bicycles for 3 days through a game park.
Lewis Karimina, Tinti congregation.
Evans Kashatoka, Nahoe congregation.
Amon Kawaza, Ngoma East.
Brothers, we commend you for riding 3 days on your bicycles. Manga, tell me your impressions of the school.
The school, we've been so encouraged. We look forward to implementing the information we received. Hopefully, Jehovah's blessing, we should expect some better results.
I've never attended a school like this in my life history.
Very fantastic, and I've enjoyed it. And it has refreshed me such that I will assist the congregation where I'm going.
The journey to Mwandi was very rough, but when we arrived we found a mud hut with grass roof, and inside there was a carpet on the floor and furnishings. Our dear brothers made us feel so welcome. Brothers took this ox cart down to the Zambezi River and filled barrels with water, and one of the barrels was brought to our house for our use. I guess we didn't have running water. Perhaps, though, you could call it rolling water.
Your time, you make sure that you even fair where to put the surplus. If you want.
Remember the brothers who rode their bicycles 3 days to get to Kalomo. They had to pass through a game park. On our return journey, we were obliged to use the same road. Let us see what they possibly encountered. Is this a leopard? It is. At some points, heavy traffic blocked our road. We had to wait and let it go past. These brothers rode through all of that, and our respect for them grew.
So encouraged.
I've never attended a school like this.
Very fantastic, and I've enjoyed it.